could be very taxing.
The women continue.
No fucking way! Yo, got him. Got him. Got him. That's crazy. Is that a real, or is that real? Is that his real reaction, or did they clip that? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Days ago, on March 25th, New York Magazine released a cover story titled Andrew Huberman's Mechanisms of Control, the Private and Public Seduction
He fucks a lot, apparently, allegedly, according to the New York Magazine.
of the world's biggest pop neuroscientist. The internet seems to be split on whether or not this is a thin hit piece trying to slam dunk on him, or if he is a lying, manipulative, self-serving, narcissistic guru. We're going to separate fact from fiction, identify what's wrong with this article, as well as address some valid criticisms for Huberman. First of all, this article was written by a woman named Kerry Howley, and it's over 8,000 words long. Now, I read the article in its entirety, and I recommend you do the same so you can draw your own conclusions and opinions. However, I also understand that this is a long article. It took me a while, and sometimes it's even paywalled, which is always a good sign for traditional media. We want to be gatekeeping information from the public. If you're too lazy to read the article, and you want me to get to the point, I'll tell you this. The entire premise of this nothing burger is that Andrew Huberman is a womanizer, and he was juggling 6 women at the same time. That's it. That is the story. That is what news is
Why do you have glasses?
in 2024. Jack.
Wait, what the fuck? You wear glasses now? Since when? Mara said he's trying to get a promotion. He's trying to look smart. You can't see without them? L. Show the chat your glasses. He has to wear glasses now. Fucking L. No. Imagine needing glasses to see, loser.
Totally different person.
Yeah. What? Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't know when they're coming back.
Millionaire celebrity genius gets a lot of women. Andrew Huberman has been outed for having relationships with 5 different women at the same time. He's a 48-year-old man with the energy to date 5 different women. If that's not a ringing endorsement of his methods, I don't know what is. For those of you who have never heard the name Andrew Huberman,
Aren't these guys also like traditionalists? Like, I don't get it. So it's cool when Andrew Huberman's dating 5 girls at the same time? Like, what is that? How does that work?
before, I would question how you're actually watching me right now.
No. I know Huberman is like a lib. I'm saying his fandom, though, because of what he like promotes, what he talks about is like very... I thought they were like trad.
Considering the fact that you probably don't have access to the internet, because he's been everywhere for the past couple years. He's a highly decorated neuroscientist, although that's debated amongst other neuroscientists, who has a podcast, a massive following, and teaches people how to...
I think he looks cool. He does. Like, I mean, I talked about this a lot earlier, but like, I think he looks like a Spartan. I don't know. I find it cool that like someone is actually jacked out of his mind, takes steroids openly, and also is like a nerd at the same time. He's like a neuroscience guy.
Optimize their lives. A large chunk of his social media brand is centered around protocols, which are essentially habits or things that you do to set you up for the day and live a healthy lifestyle. Like get sunlight after you wake up.
Bro, spit on it at least. Listen, his dick don't have real estate for me, okay? He's already got fucking 5 different ladies on it.
drink water with electrolytes. Wait an hour before you wake up to have coffee. Whether or not you like Andrew Huberman, there are millions of people who follow his protocols to a T and take what this man says as gospel. This type of idolization and male worship is not unique to Huberman, but it does play an important role in this story, given that this piece is having the opposite effect of what the author intended. In the first couple paragraphs, we learn a bit of backstory about Huberman, and that he comes from a dysfunctional family and learned to navigate life through his own processes, as well as finding meaning through science and exercise. It's his entire brand and MO that we see today. Now, he is a 48-year-old associate professor at Stanford University School of Medicine, specializing in neurology and ophthalmology. His rise to fame came from his lectures, podcasts, and multiple appearances because people wanted to hear a smart guy tell them what they're doing wrong and how to fix it. That's it. The author then gets into the fact that Huberman presents himself as self-improvement incarnate. He's constantly trying to min-max his life and operate at a more efficient level. One glaring problem with this article is that it treats its consumers, its readers, and viewers.
The author emailed him pretending to be a huge fan, wanting to interview him, and when he didn't respond, she like trolled message boards for women who would shit talk him. It's wild. Damn. That's good journalism, baby.
Viewers as babies without any sense of agency, as if we are incapable of making our own choices and listening to what certain people have to say.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, I also don't give a shit. I just want to clarify one more time. I've never listened to a single Andrew Huberman take. And also simultaneously, I don't care that he is like cheated on a bunch of people. I want to point that out. I personally am taking I do not give a shit about this, but it is pretty funny stance.
Say. It's a very static, rigid, and honestly incorrect way to think about content consumers, as if we're just sitting here getting brainwashed by internet personalities. The author then tries to establish a straw man argument, basically saying that Andrew Huberman is not to be trusted because he takes on certain sponsorships on his channel, which...
Okay, that part makes sense, though.
Has nothing to do with the fact that he's just dating multiple women and lying about it. Like, that's not news. I'm sorry. The guy could be a douchebag, but it's his personal life. Second of all, how many women do the same thing to men? It's just so not newsworthy. It's sad. I would say about 70% of this story, which is essentially just a laundry list of grievances.
No, he's not doing a fucking, like, train wreck style argument. He's saying that it's just not newsworthy. This dude's tone is giving insult. No, Philion is great. And also, everybody calm down. He's literally just saying that it doesn't matter. It's, like, irrelevant.
From ex-lovers of Andrew Huberman comes from one account, aka Sarah, which is a pseudonym for... Essentially, what happens is, Sarah finds out that Andrew Huberman is being unfaithful. He's cheating on her. We also find out that Andrew Huberman is a total flake. Apparently, he can't keep meetings to save his life. He's canceling on people. His associates, his friends, they all know this about Andrew. Because, I don't know, maybe he's a high-performing, multi-millionaire neuro...
Yeah, sorry, Phil is totally missing the point. What's the point? I think if she were to do an article about like him shilling like fake supplements while utilizing his like bona fides as a like serious neuroscientist or whatever, then that's like a valid argument. But if it's just about if the argument is just that he cheats on all of these women, then like who cares? I don't know. You were watching your chat judge someone based off their tone? Yeah, I know. I don't give a shit about the cheating. I just genuinely have never trusted anything he said because he's always selling something with certainty, always use kind of one-off studies to huck them.
Scientist with multiple business ventures. Sure, this is...
No, the reason why we're not reading the article is because I don't want to read 8,000 words about a dude I don't give a fuck about, but I'll watch a 15-minute video about a dude I don't give a fuck about.
not upstanding citizen behavior. He's not given a masterclass on chivalry. Yeah, he's probably got some inner demons, and he probably treats women subpar and shittily, but guess what? 99.99% of people are coming to Andrew Huberman to find out how many hours of sleep they need at night, not how to have a wife.
Oh God, maybe Philion's a fan of Andrew.
And keep women happy in their life, considering the fact that he's single with no kids. The man has zero, and I mean zero, commitment. So the author also talks about an account with Scott Carney, who is an associate of his, and one time they said that they were going to go camping together, and Andrew Huberman just left him at his house for a couple of hours while he did some activities, and it was a weird...
Let me tell you what he was doing. He was fucking... That's right. This guy was fucking, dude. He left him at his house to go bust a nut. This guy's horn dog, man. Is he selling horny supplements? Because that boy is sexo all day, every day. That boy is Adidas. All day I dream about sex. Oh my God, I'm so old. I'm sorry for that.
Instance. The dude is just all over the place. That is apparently like fucking breaking news in 2024. I don't think anyone on this planet,
I too am an academic and a whore, so I gotta hand it to him,
is surprised that Andrew Huberman, of all people, is flaky and doesn't follow through on personal endeavors. Is that a shit personality trait? Yeah. But guess what? Me and you are not friends with Andrew Huberman. He's not somebody I would probably be friends with. It's dystopian and slimy to put people under the microscope and comb through their entire life. We don't need to know this information. In fact, he should have a right to privacy, which is why today's video is sponsored by Aura. Aura has almost every internet safety tool you'll ever need bundled inside one app. These days, you can find anything on the internet, including
but if
your
I recall
full
correctly in the
legal
article,
name,
he also
your
comes
address,
across as kind of
your phone
manipulative
number,
towards his
and even
primary
your
girlfriend.
relatives. And I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't
Okay.
sit right with me. This information is accessible.
I think it would be a very different story if he was like actually like legitimately doing something that was beyond infidelity. You know what I mean? Not to say that like infidelity is a good thing. It's not. It shows that you're not a great guy, depending on like the level of. A colleague did a deep dive on his scientific views. Vaccines are not working, but my supplements, for instance. Wait, really? And he seems to be a subpar human in life and science. They were doing IVF together. Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's a good dude. I'm just saying I don't give a fuck. Like, hello, that seems to be much more serious. If a dude who's like very famous and is using his like academic credentials to shill to their massive audience a fuck ton of like bad supplements, that's actually bad, because the damage there is much larger than just like him being like, yeah, babe, I love you the most and not my 5 other girlfriends or whatever the fuck. Okay? Like, I care about societal harm. We're talking about fucking podcasters, man. Come on.
Because of data.
Yeah, bro's a piece of shit. Is he beating or sexually assaulting? No, I don't care. Thank you. That's what I mean.
Brokers who sell your personal information to robocallers, telemarketers, spammers, and anyone nefarious that wants to learn more about you. Aura will identify data brokers exposing your sensitive information and even submit.
Yes and no. His podcast about improving your life also includes episodes on relationships. So if the guy publicly is enthralled with hanging on to his advice like the Bible, perhaps is newsworthy. Yeah, dude, everyone that watched Andrew Huberman's relationship advice now has 6 girlfriends.
The link down below or scan the QR code to start your free trial today. And thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now, I will say, there are some points in this article that raise some eyebrows, where Andrew Huberman explodes on women, allegedly. But without Andrew's account, how are we supposed to know if that's true? He apparently declined to be interviewed for this story, but he did have a spokesperson answer a few burning questions.
What does he mean by
mainly around
explodes?
the semantics with Sarah? I am not inclined to believe Sarah over Andrew, and vice versa. I don't know what went on in his personal life, and neither do you, and neither does this fucking author. All we have are accounts of his ex-girlfriends.
Someone made the point that if Huberman supplements are letting him, a 48-year-old man, fuck that much, they may be actually legit. Yeah, at first I made fun of that first guy for that tweet, but now I'm thinking like maybe there's merit to it. I don't know. That's why I said, like, is he selling fuck pills or what? What kind of fuck pills is he selling? Oh, he is also doing, he is doing TRT. He is doing TRT. That makes you fuck like a demon, probably. It is testosterone.
Who formed a group chat on Facebook to shit on his life. For example, it's asserted that Huberman would hyper-focus on the fact that Sarah had kids from a previous marriage, and that got in the way of their current relationship status. And he, through his spokesperson, said, that's not true. The women compared time-stamped screenshots of texts and...
Oh, this part is funny. I remember this part from the article, which was that he would min-max. Dude, he's such a fucking goblin. He min-maxed the same photos to like 5 women at the same time. That part's pretty funny. The women compared timestamp screenshots of text and assembled therein an extraordinary record of deception. That podcaster that say you can overpower him, doesn't matter if you have a PhD. Huberman can do both and steal your girlfriend. Yeah, people are okay. My intention wasn't to glaze Huberman up from this.
Assembled therein an extraordinary record of deception. There was a day in Texas when, after Sarah left his hotel, Andrew slept with Mary and texted Eve. They found days in which he would text nearly identical pictures of himself, the two of them at the same time. I'm sorry we were not familiar with Andrew Huberman's game. They realized that the day before he had moved in with Sarah in Berkeley, he had slept with Mary, and he had also been with her in December of 2023, before Sarah caught him on the couch with a 6th woman. They realized that on March 21st,
it ain't 5, it's 6 women, god damn!
2021, a day of admittedly impressive logistic jujitsu, while Sarah was in Berkeley.
Dude, even the journalist at this point is like, fuck, I gotta hand it to him. Impressive logistical jujitsu. While Sarah was in Berkeley, Andrew had flown Mary from Texas to LA to stay with him in Topanga. While Mary was there visiting from 1,000 miles away, he left her with Costello. He drove to a coffee shop where he met Eve. They had a serious talk about their relationship. They thought they were in a good place. He wanted to make it work. Dude, how does he want to fuck that hard? I don't get it, bro. I actually don't understand. How is he like, where does he get the stamina? Like, and if you have that kind of stamina, like, why 6 women? Why isn't it like 2? You know what I mean? It actually is kind of shocking. This is like Drake's dick being leaked. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be an embarrassing moment for him, but then everyone's like, damn, he's fucking packing schmeat. Like, I just don't understand. It seems too much work, to be honest. It seems fucking exhausting. Why the hell would you juggle this much?
Andrew had flown Mary from Texas to LA to stay with him in Topanga. While Mary was there, visiting from thousands of miles away, he left her with Costello, his dog. He drove to a coffee shop where he met Eve. They had a serious talk about their relationship. They thought they were in a good place, and he wanted to make it work. The scheduling alone, Alex tells me, I can barely schedule 3 Zooms in a day. 3 of the women on the group text met up in New York in February, and the group has only grown closer. On any given day, one of the 5 can go into an appointment and come back to hundreds of texts. Someone shared a Reddit thread in which a commenter claimed Huberman had a, quote, stable full of hoes, and another responded, quote, I hope he thinks of us more like Care Bears. At which point they assigned themselves the Care Bear names. I couldn't stop laughing.
That's crazy. The ladies gave themselves a fucking, oh no. Bro, don't put that in the article. That's crazy. That makes everything look even worse. Like, oh no.
At the language Huberman uses to riz these girls up. For example, they regularly use Andrew's usual response to explicit photos. To comment on pictures.
That's so fucking funny. That's what my man was saying. It's like, here's a titty.
Pictures of one another's pets. They are holding space for other women who might join. The girls have never been better, apparently. All 6 of them have seen Andrew Huberman's fucking meat, okay? Like, to me, the cringiest part about this is how Andrew Huberman responds to women. Bro gets caught cheating and he says, I hear you are saying you are angry and are hurt. I will hear you as much as long as needed for us.
Wait, he journals everything? Sarah says she read Andrew's journal and discovered a reference to cheating? He's journaling his fuck sessions? Here. God, he's like the male feminist archetype, by the way. I hear you're saying you're angry and hurt. I will hear you as much as I'll hear you as much as long as needed for us. He is, oh my God, what the fuck? This guy is crazy. He's literally limit testing. Yeah, he is. Help, my 6 girlfriends have unionized.
You are angry and are hurt. I will hear you as much as long as needed for us. I'm sorry, but if you are a described intelligent, fully grown, consenting adult woman and you still stick around after Andrew Huberman apologizes for cheating by saying, I will hear you as much as long as needed for us.
Yeah, his dick game must have been fucking nutty, dude. I'm sorry. Like, pause all day if you want, but like, goddamn, what the fuck was he bringing to the table that you were like, yeah, he cheated on me, wrote it in a fucking diary. I read the diary and I still stuck around. That's crazy. What kind of fucking stroke game is he working with, dude? My man's got the gorilla mindset, dude. What the fuck? I mean, he is also a professional yapper. He probably yapped him to fucking submission at this point. He was just like, listen, let me tell you, logically speaking, the way our brains and our hearts work are entirely different. I'm a neuroscientist.
And you think that's an appropriate response and you still stick around? You gotta be head empty, my friend. Just to highlight how goofy this man is, when he went swimming with one of the members of his harem, he complimented her form saying, quote, you're definitely on the faster side of the distribution. Like, who speaks like this?
You can't have long-term affairs with 6 different partners.
Yeah, unless he's juggling multiple phone accounts or something.
Right. And some men try to do that, but I think could be very taxing.
The women continue.
No fucking way! Yo, got him. That's crazy. Is that a real? Or is that real? Is that his real reaction, or did they clip that? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The women continued to compare notes. He had his little ways of checking in. Quote,
in private, he can sometimes seem less concerned about patriarchy. Multiple women recall him saying he preferred the kind of relationship in which the woman was monogamous, but the man was not. He told me, says Mary, that what we wanted was a woman who was submissive, who would get slapped the ass in the public, who would be crawling on the floor for him when he got home. A spokesperson for Huberman denies this. First of all, even if that's his preference, like, listen, no, don't say that's gross. Guys, come on, okay? It is your imperative not to be interested in that. That's crazy. And some people are. I am not like this, but it doesn't fucking matter. I'm not going to be like, oh, dude, I can't believe like he's saying that. That's ridiculous. Oh my God. The women continue to compare notes. He has little ways of checking in. Good morning, beautiful. There was a particular way he would respond to a sexy picture. Hi there.
quote, good morning, beautiful, there was a particular way he would respond to a sexy picture. Hi there. Let the man live, okay?
Yeah, it's like this literally is I guess like a kind of argument that I've heard before. Doesn't really get mentioned in this community that much, but like it's like, is cheating a violation of consent? You know what I mean? Like that's the only boundary that's being broken here. Okay? It's not like everything would be above board and no article should have been written if he was just more open and more honest about having multiple partners. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest, there's no good way to respond to sexy pictures. You're fucking not wrong, actually. This is literally a little bit like a West Dome Caleb situation. Yeah, it's not a breach of consent that's trivializing rape. No, I agree. I'm just saying that like some people will take it to that level, especially a lot of people who have been like hurt before by someone who cheated on them. And I think like overall, it's in that weird area where it's not good. It's a bad thing to do to people. It's like you're a bad person for doing this, right? And it's a breach of trust for sure. But it's not like it doesn't meet the fucking bar even remotely of like, this is really fucked up and possibly illegal and this needs to stop. Proper response to sexy pigs? Poggers.
Let the man clap some fucking cheeks, okay? I said it. Lessons from the Andrew Huberman expose. Many men who operate at his level have negative personality traits. Take what you can from a person like this and leave the rest. Don't put anyone on a pedestal. Yeah, those are all golden. And we got a response on that tweet that says, he does what every 20-something girl living in a big city.
Women being honest women. Come on, that's a fucking incel account. He does what every 20-something girl living in a big city does, but because he's a man, he's bad. No, that's not what every 20-something girl living in a big city does. That's fucking ridiculous, okay? That is like very obviously an incel account. That's fucking ridiculous. Listen to Andrew Huberman expose. Many men who operate at this level have negative personality traits. Like, this is literally two sides of the same fucking coin. You have a femcel and an incel. Obviously, the incel is still more morally repugnant, especially because it has like more real life consequences to it. But it's just like, oh yeah, this is how every man is. And then this person being like, no, you don't understand. Every woman is like this. It's like, what the fuck? Why does every fucking conversation reduce to like gender wars in the dumbest, most reductive ways possible? Oh my God.
He does, but because he's a man, he bad. There probably is a double standard here. Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you so pressed? Chill. Because it signals like how it's fucking frustrating. I hate it. I hate that like every argument is like a broad generalization about an entire fucking gender. You know what I mean? It makes me so, it's the dumbest fucking argument. It is literally what like children do, okay? Girls have cooties, boys have cooties. Basically elevated to like adulthood, okay? And obviously because adults doing it, there's also implications beyond just the back and forth conversation. It's like, you're an adult. You should know better. What the fuck are you doing? How did you get to the point in your life and you still have this like idiotic way of thinking about things? It makes me so mad. It also spells like some kind of societal collapse as a consequence of the alienation that we feel. We are so goddamn isolated that like we don't have the same normal human interactions that at least over the course of many, many fucking years, will allow us to develop a better understanding of the human condition rather than make these like fucking idiotic generalizations, because the only time we fucking interact with anyone of the other sex or anyone in general is through the lens of like hyper-specific online circles where everyone is primed to have the most reactionary take possible. That's why I get fucking mad. Because it's not just like stupid, silly shit. It spells a much larger problem in general.
Know who needs to hear this, but women and men both do this all the time. All this man had to do was just say, I'm polyamorous. Game over. There's no story. They're even making new words for this shit all the time. Solo poly? I mean, what the fuck is that? The craziest part of this Andrew Huberman story is that he could find 7 women that he could say stuff like this to and not get laughed out of the room. Caught having an affair, Andrew was apologetic.
No.
Quote, the landscape has been incredibly hard. I let the stress get to me. I defaulted to self-safety.
Did you not say earlier that women be shopping? Yes. In honor of Autism Awareness Month, Autism Acceptance Month, I am going to describe that joke as well. Women be shopping is an inherently misogynistic take. I like to joke about that inherently misogynistic take, even though obviously that is not the case. All women do is not shop, clearly. I like to also spice my actual empirical evidence with that joke, because I immediately followed up by saying 85% of consumer decisions in this country are actually made by women. I think that that obviously spells that women have a lot of purchasing power, and it's actually a good thing to market to women in general. Yeah, but I like to be dumb and stupid and make that joke, because that's what jokes are sometimes, making a mockery of oneself or their own lack of intelligence. Also, women do be shopping.
Safety. I've also sat with the hardest of feelings. I hear your insights, and honestly, I appreciate them. Andrew Huberman's ability to keep 5 women happy and sexually satisfied simultaneously without their awareness of one another at the age of 48 is the ultimate testament to the effectiveness of a bio-optimized lifestyle that you dorks should ever need. Yeah,
I think it's not good. I don't understand. It's not healthy. It's not emotionally healthy. Like, listen. I've been a bit of a hoe back in the day. Okay. The difference is I was always open about it. Very honest. I think communication is very important. But it's like, it's just like not very fulfilling. Have you tried it? I'm fucking, listen, holy moly. You think Andrew Huberman is doing impressive shit? Oh my God. If you think that that's impressive, let me tell you, it's actually not impressive. It's very unimpressive. It's very sad. Anyway.
We're dealing with Twitter here, so... In response to that absolutely flaccid piece of journalism, I read an opposing opinion.
Dude, I slept with one girl after my ex and she ran up on you in Melbourne. Wait, what? Wait, is that the crazy one? Calm down, Unc, you wilding out tonight? I don't know why I love when fucking random chatters call me Unc. Calm down tonight. Oh, dude, that girl is fucking nutty. That was not my ex, by the way. Just a fuck buddy? Oh, brother. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Let's not even get into that. Let's continue.
I know, shocker. Debunking the article and giving their thoughts titled Who's Afraid of Andrew Huberman by Susie Weiss. And I recommend you also read it. So when I saw that New York Magazine had devoted over 8,000 words to a guy known for advertising listeners how to optimally sleep, eat, exercise, and mate, I expected that they had the goods. I read the line, quote, "The problem with a man always working on himself is that he may also be working on you," and prepared myself for an expose where Huberman gathers his harem together and brands them Nixium style, or that he drinks the blood of young women after his daily cold plunge. A weird kink, even a kink, anything. But there's just nothing, or just about nothing, that is
to be fair, that is kind of true. Like, the article, I think, falls short of, like, even something being interesting beyond the fact that, like, Andrew Huberman is kind of famous, I guess. Like, the most interesting parts of the article are, like, how fucking corny he is. He's like, the way he responds to sex.
assuming you are a human being living in the real world who would be neither surprised nor scandalized to learn that jacked, attractive, smart, successful men tend to date multiple women at the same time and then lie about it. It's gross. He's the kind of guy I would urge my friends to avoid, though if I'm honest, that sheer feat of scheduling also displays the sort of take control of your life optimization he's famous for. From the piece, quote, "There's so much pain," says Sarah, who dated him on and off for 5 years. "Feeling we had made mistakes. We hadn't been enough. We hadn't been communicating. By making these other women into the other, I hadn't really given any space for their hurt and let it sink in with me that it was so similar to my own hurt. Here's a rule of thumb. If you're at the point in a breakup where you're talking about making and giving space for hurt, or even using hurt as a noun, and New York Magazine calls you, place your phone directly in the toilet. You didn't think that Huberman, a man who studies and constantly discusses apex physiological performance, would have ego and control issues? You're shocked that a media phenom is flaky and overbooked? Be for real. We're meant to believe these women didn't have the agency to leave their cheating boyfriend.
I think people are still mad at him though. Like, I think people are still mad at him for like, because his audience is like liberal women, like a lot of liberal women like him. So I think they feel also hurt because like there's probably a person that has hurt them in the past in a similar fashion. So it's mostly just like people responding. It's like a trauma response. This feels very victim blamey. Bro, I'm sorry. You can't use victim blamey when you're talking about like consensual relationships amongst adults where one of the adults is, you know, cheating. Like the victimization needs to like hit a fucking bar that is, you know, where there's like genuine harm being committed. You know what I mean? It's not like he's like coercing them or some shit. Yeah, it's basically, and I've told you this before, like lying is bad, it's wrong. Cheating is bad, it's wrong. You're a bad person if you do that because you're hurting someone. Like, this is my position on it, but I don't think it like meets the bar or meets the standard of like newsworthiness. You know what I mean? I'm mad at him because he's 13 years older than me and he can clap cheeks 20 times better.
Who didn't prioritize them. Thank God the women of the Huber harem found each other and came to their senses. I wish them and their group chat well. Their only mistake was going to the press. Well, and thinking Andrew Huberman was monogamous.
Women are going to team up on him. No, honestly, what's going to end up happening is like he'll probably be more open and honest in the future because women will always expect it from him anyway. And he will get an entirely new crop of ladies who are into that sort of thing. When you are promoting self-help and improving your lifestyle while you're just a horny teenager IRL. He seems boring, to be honest. I used to be a dominatrix and most of my clients were these A-type personalities. I'm incredibly intelligent and financially successful, but emotionally boring people. People,